we had this challenge now, and that was how do we open people's minds to essential oils and take them out of this niche where they're just aromatherapy, and in people's minds help them be something much, much more. Of course, this was education. Lots and lots and lots of education. Education is powerful. This is what we did. We just taught and taught and taught and taught and taught. And we started traveling around doing this around the world. I remember in the early days, I remember one time Dr. Hill and I flew all the way out to Florida, and 6 people showed up to our meeting. 6, that's what we had. That was not that unusual, by the way. This original time, we started, after we were going for a year or two, we started going to some of the international countries. And in Japan, I remember in those early days, after a couple of weeks on the road, hot summer, sweltering, it can kind of get to you just a little bit. That's not appropriate in Japanese subways, by the way. Some of you, a lot of you came and helped. You believed in this mission, and you came and you helped, and you made this thing happen. There's a picture of our very first, supposed to be like presidential diamond trip, but it wasn't really, because most people weren't presidential. I don't think we had any, maybe, but they're diamonds and blue diamonds, maybe. In England, this is our first office in the UK, all over in Europe at that time. This is our first office. It actually was a storage unit, had a big roll-up door, right? And we partitioned off the front end of it, made 2 small offices, really small little cubicle-like things. And then we had all of our inventory on shelves, you can see there. And then we had these tables and a few employees, and they would package the orders and ship them out from there. Everything was done out of this little storage unit. And that is where we started. We were there for, 2-3 years, something like that, before we started to move on. Then we started to move on to other countries. We opened up our first foreign market there in Taiwan in 2011. And the next year, followed by Japan in 2012. And then Australia, also a little later on that year, was opened up. It's awesome. I have a few Aussies here. Oi, oi, oi. All right. You got to train this audience, obviously. But, and then many other markets. China, how many do we have here from China today? Great to have you here. Great to have you here. And many other markets. Everything has grown. Many things have changed over the last 17 years. So why did we choose network marketing? Why was it necessary? And it's really pretty simple. You know, we had a product that required a lot of education. It's not a simple thing to know how to effectively use it. We couldn't differentiate its medicinal quality against just inferior products on a retail shelf. That was a necessary thing. Person to person is a powerful, powerful model for sharing and for teaching and for educating. It's the only way that we could get into the homes. And man, am I glad we did that. Man, am I glad we did. You know why? It's because, we were aware that network marketing sometimes has a negative connotation. We were very well aware of that. But I'm so glad we did that, because we were able to do it in a different way. And we were able to build something that changed people's lives and involved so many lives, because ultimately it became big and bigger, and even bigger than the essential oils. We have a company that's focused on product, and we have lots of products, and we have real education in our meetings. I remember once in the early days in Japan, when things were starting to move, we had a little bit of traction there. And I remember being in Tokyo once, and Dr. Hill was up teaching. We had a group of about 500 people, of which probably 90% at least were women, if not 95%. And I walked out into the foyer because somebody wanted me to meet someone. And this powerful Japanese gentleman was out there, and we had this frank conversation. And he was wanting to know whether or not, he was going to come do something with doTERRA. And he told me straight up, he said, you guys you'll never survive here. You'll never do well in Japan. And I said, sir, with all due respect, come with me. He hadn't even bothered to walk into the meeting. I walked him in to the side door and I said, look at that. Look at that. These 500 women, they were there. They had their notepads out and they were writing down everything Dr. Hill was saying as fast as they possibly could. I said, that's power. That's power, what you see happening there. So you're wrong. And he was wrong. Well, as time went on, co-impact sourcing, I love this slide because it was our very first slide we ever did for co-impact sourcing. And it had two purposes. We kind of fell into this a little bit as we were trying to solve supply chain issues. Half of it was for the supply chain development. The other half, we wanted to take care of people's needs. And so in Haiti, we source our vetiver high in the mountains there. We wanted to ensure the supply, these long-term relationships, and we wanted then to give back. We told the people in Haiti in those early days, we'll dig some wells for you, because way up high, the kids couldn't attend school. Some of you will remember this. They couldn't attend school because they had to go down 2 hours each way to get water every day. And so they weren't able to attend school. Those 2 wells were very tricky. We ended up having to dig 600 feet down to get water from up there. And it took some real doing, but we got it done. This is what we do. Today, this has grown into a huge effort globally. Co-impact sourcing is, anyway, it's passion. Obviously, you're going to hear more about it, so I'm going to move on to other things. We had some great partners. Early in 2010, we took our first Healing Hands trip. We didn't know what it was going to be called then. It was on that trip we saw a statue in Guatemala of these hands like this. And that's where it came from. We saw that. Rob Young saw that, and he said, Healing Hands. That's our symbol. That's what we'll call it. Anyway, we've had some wonderful partners over the years and done some great things with your help. It was on this very first trip that I snapped this picture of these 3 little kids as we were walking up this mountainside in Guatemala. And they're just cute little kids. And I love this saying because it's true. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. Right? It's really how it works, isn't it? So, we try to do a lot of hard things around the world. Most of them go well. Most of them go well. Sometimes it doesn't always turn out the way that we hope. I can think of some examples. Haiti's one. We built the largest aftercare facility for children that are being sex trafficked in Haiti. After that terrible earthquake that killed 250, 300,000 people, we came in there right after that. And a lot of kids were in the streets, orphans, and it was a really big problem there. We built the largest healthcare facility, aftercare facility for these kids that I think exists. It was finished. It's beautiful. We had to push pause because of what's going on over there right now. I can give other examples. We're in Ukraine trying to solve the same problems, meeting with the highest level of their government and training their highest level people, family services people, district attorney types, even the minister of justice, making a difference. We had to push pause because things happen. Another one of these was our Sinag hospital out in Ergavo area. Oh, that was a big project. It was real, you guys. It was real. I've been there several times. It was real. We treated thousands of patients, thousands and thousands of patients. We saved lives. We even lost an employee in that effort over those several years out there to build this. These are real things. They're real. Well, you know what? Sometimes violence, corruption happen, and has a pause on it. That breaks my heart, by the way. It's one of my favorite things ever. But that doesn't mean we quit trying. That doesn't mean we ever quit trying. If we do, many people lose. And that's not who this area is. There's a video we produced years ago I'd like to play right now. And it kind of encapsulates some of what I'm trying to say here.
What is purity? Is it the absence of contaminants? Something pristine, unadulterated? Or is it the way we treat others, the conditions on which we give? Is purity a love, the kind felt for a distant community as if it were a close-knit family? Or is it the will to do good for no other reason than because it's good? Is it honesty, fairness, good character? One thing's for sure, purity is not easy. The pursuit of purity requires more than just conviction. It means rejecting even the thought of cutting a corner. It means doing what's right, even when what's right is what's seemingly insurmountable. We are more than just an essential oils company. We are in the business of empowerment. Everything we do is designed to open opportunity. Whether it's a farmer inspired, a mother assured, an athlete emboldened, or an entrepreneur on fire, this is our mission, to empower through purity. It's why we don't just buy farms, we build farmers. It's why we don't just see another's potential, we make sure they see it themselves. It's why we turn wellness advocates into advocates of change, through our product as well as our purpose. It's why everything we do is designed to empower others. And best of all, we're not alone. So let's pursue together. Let's pursue healthier families and happier communities, kinder interactions and stronger connections. Let's pursue understanding and common ground, humility, empathy, and charity. Let's pursue being the difference that makes all the difference. Let's pursue a smile on the face of everyone we meet and a positive impact left behind everywhere we go. Because when the pure gifts of the earth are paired with the pure love of each other, there is no telling what we can achieve. doTERRA, pursue what's pure.